Hello, my name is Deborah Fisher and I'm the manager of Caritas Plymouth, and I wanted to share a few reflections with you on Fratelli Tutti, Pope Francis's latest encyclical, and in particular on chapter 1 entitled Dark Clouds Over a Closed World. The first chapter of Fratelli Tutti makes for quite challenging reading. In this chapter, Pope Francis highlights the trends in today's world that hindered the development of universal fraternity. His list is unfortunately quite long and includes threats to the dignity of migrants, the throwaway culture, the COVID-19 pandemic, the loss of meaning of social community and history, selfishness and indifference towards the common good, the prevalence of a market logic based on profit, and the culture of waste, unemployment, racism, and poverty. Pope Francis says, "Some parts of our human family, it appears, can be readily sacrificed for the sake of others considered worthy of a carefree existence. Ultimately, persons are no longer seen as a paramount value to be cared for and respected, especially when they are poor and disabled, not yet useful, like the unborn, or no longer needed, like the elderly. We have grown indifferent," he says, "to all kinds of wastefulness, starting with the waste of food, which is deplorable in the extreme." This chapter isn't meant to be an exhaustive list of the world's problems, but can highlight how all of these issues are connected by putting individualism over concern for the common good and the whole of humanity. The point is not to create despair, but to reinforce the message that we face global problems that call for global actions and that we can make a difference. The standard by which Pope Francis evaluates the global reality is through the lens of the common good. Fratelli Tutti says that when the dignity of the human person is respected and his or her rights recognized and guaranteed, creativity and interdependence thrive, and the creativity of the human personality is released through actions that further the common good. This is the opposite of societies where a privileged few create systems and structures that serve them and create a morality that serves their vested interests. Pope Francis says that while one part of humanity lives in opulence, another part sees its own dignity denied, scorned or trampled upon, and its fundamental rights discarded or violated, and this is simply not acceptable. Pope Francis's focus is on the good of all peoples, particularly the large number of the powerless, those on the periphery, the ignored and the forgotten of the world. Despite these dark clouds, the first chapter ends on a positive note and reminds us of the importance of hope. Pope Francis promises in his encyclical to discuss many new paths of hope for our wounded world and invites us to dream. He says, "Let us dream then as a single human family, as fellow travellers sharing the same flesh, as children of the same earth which is our common home, each of us bringing the richness of his or her beliefs and convictions, each of us with his or her own voice, brothers and sisters all."